Ashar Shabbat, right? We're back at it again with another Shabbat service. This time we had a whole body, well, most of the body, all praise to the Most High, right? So let me get to open the precept, Colossians 3 and 17.
This is the book of Colossians, chapter 3 and verse 17. And whatsoever ye do in word or deed, do all in the name of the Lord Yahweh Shai, giving thanks to Yahweh and the Father by him.
Right, so everything we do in word or deed, we do it all in the name of the Lord Yahweh Shai, giving thanks to the Most High God Yahweh. That's why we say, call Lord Yahweh, by Shema Mashiach Wamalak Yahweh Shai. That's all praise and glory to the Most High God through his son, Yahweh Shai, man. Right? Go ahead.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 4 and verse 11. And he gave some apostles and some prophets and some evangelists and some pastors and teachers for the perfecting of the saints, for the work of the ministry, for the edifying of the body of Christ.
Right, so everything we do ultimately is for the perfecting in the body of the perfecting and the edifying of the body of Christ, which is the Israelites spread across the four corners of the earth. That's why we do these classes. That's why we go out on the highways and byways and spread the word to edify and perfect Israel, that they may be prepared for the coming marriage, man. Right, so this class is entitled, Are You a Builder or a Destroyer of the Temple, man? Right, that's what this class is entitled. So we going into, in these last days, right, us reconstructing the temple and the walls, really the whole city of Jerusalem, man. Right, when you look at it spiritually, right, and we need to understand, are we committing the works of the builder or committing the works of the destroyers, right? Because you got those that hinder the work and those that further the work, man. Right, so let me get just going into the temple. Let me get 1 Corinthians 3 and verse 16.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 3 and verse 16. Know ye not that ye are the temple of God, and that the Spirit of God dwelleth in you?
Right, so the Lord said that we are the temple. The Israelites are the temple of God, right? And the Spirit of the Most High dwell in us, right? Go to Acts 7 and 38.
The book of Acts, chapter 7 and verse number 38. This is he that was in the church in the wilderness with the angel which spake to him in Mount Sinai, and with our fathers who received the lively oracles to give unto us.
Right. Once again, we're being referred to as the temple, the church, right? We're synonymous with all these different things. And all these things have been torn down, and we're rebuilding these things. Let me get two more. We get John chapter 2 and verse 19.
The book of John, chapter 2 and verse number 19. And verse 19, Yahweh shall answer and said unto them, destroy this temple, and in 3 days I will raise it up.
Right, go ahead.
Then said the Jews, 40 and 6 years with this temple and building, and wilt thou rear it up 3 days?
Right, now think about this. This is the carnal mind, the carnality of these Jews, right? They thinking about the physical temple. And we got a lot of Israelites with that same carnal mindset, right? They think about the physical temple. They think about everything being physical, right? That's why you have some of the doctrines you have out there, right? Which we're not going to go into, but nonetheless, it's all carnal. They don't understand the spiritualness of what he's speaking of, right? Knowing that his body is the temple, that we are the temple, right? Read on.
But he spake of the temple of his body.
Right, but he spake of the temple of his body. Now, what is the temple of? Now, he's talking about his physical body. But as we know in the book of Wisdom of Solomon 11 and 6, right? The wisdom is what? Double to that which is, right? Let me, read that for me real quick. Wisdom, I'm not Wisdom of Solomon. Job 11 and 6. That's
the book of Job, chapter 11 and verse number 6. And that he would show thee the secrets of wisdom, that they are double to that which is.
They are double to that which is, right? So that means some things can mean one on one fold and another thing on another fold, right? So just dealing with the same thing with Yahweh Shai's body. Yes, that's his physical body, right? But also give me 1 Corinthians 12 and verse 27, right? That temple is his body. So what is his body? Go ahead.
The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 12 and verse 27. Now ye are the body of Christ, and members in part in particular. And God hath set some in the church, first apostles, secondarily prophets, thirdly teachers, after that miracles, then gifts of healings, helps, governments, diversities of tongues. Are all apostles? Are all prophets? Are all teachers? Are all workers of miracles? Have all the gifts of healing? Do all speak with tongues? Do all interpret? But covet earnestly the gifts, the best gifts, and yet show out unto you a more excellent way.
Right. So all these different bodies, all these different members of the body, all these different works in the body are all part of the body of Christ. Right. That's all part of the temple. Right. So the rebuilding is the reconnecting and the a fulfilling of these members, right? And in order to be a builder, you have to be part of reconnecting and refilling these positions, right? Apostles, prophets, so on and so forth. All are not one, right? That's why we have multiple facets in each body. Even in our body, we have brothers that are priests. We have brothers that deal with the prospects. We have brothers that deal with teaching. We have brothers that are readers, brothers that hold posts. That's all fulfilling different lots inside of the body, right? All fulfilling the members of Christ. And in order to be a builder, not a destroyer, one, you have to be happy in your life. That's extremely important. A lot of brothers, they like, I want what he has, right? Hey, you're a destroyer. Yeah, you got a covetous spirit, man. It's good to covet righteous things, but you have to still be comfortable in your own life. You can't feel like, hey, why he got to be such a good reader, right? I want to read like him. Why he got to be such a good teacher? I want to teach like him. Be comfortable with the Lord gave you, and if it be of His will, He will give you that increase. Because that covetous spirit, which we'll get into, right, is going to go into the destruction of what and the hindering of what we're trying to build. You got it, King.
All right, real quick. First, let me get Matthew chapter 9 and verse 37.
9 and 37.
Right, and we builders, man. And the Lord is raising up builders in the last days. We got a job to do, right? And a builder is a laborer, man. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of work that goes in to building a building or a temple, right? In our case, on a spiritual level, the nation, right? The Lord don't need us to do it, but He chose us to do it, right? So read that real quick.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 9 and verse 37. Then said He unto His disciples, the harvest truly is plenteous.
It's a lot of work, man. Especially when you think about how much we've been destroyed. If you take an old building that's been completely destroyed, it's a lot of work goes into building that thing. Hey, sometimes, man, you got to take it all the way down and get rid of it and start all the way clean from the foundation. That's what happened with us. That's why Christ said you got to be born again. You got to start over, right? If you don't do that, it's not going to work. You're always going to have blemishes. You're always going to have those demons and spirits that's going to creep back in. That's why we're fighting the old man now. We have to be born again spiritually. If we could be born again physically and literally in the truth, wouldn't that be so much better? Right? So the Lord said the harvest is truly plenteous. Go ahead.
But the laborers are few.
Not a lot of people want to work. It's hard for a lot of people that's not humble for teamwork. So a lot of teams don't succeed. Because on the team, everybody has to have the same goal for the same purpose. It's not about who gets the credit for it. It's about us having a vision and a goal and it getting done. I don't give a damn who. I just want to be a part of it. It's an honor to be a part and have a hand in building the Lord's kingdom. Right? You understand what I'm saying? No matter what part you play in it. Right? I'm going to bring up David too, because David had the vision to build up the kingdom. But what the Lord told him? Yeah, this is Jake started down record label, man. Jake started a record label. Somebody come in and take your ideas. He sat down with him, man. Right? Because he had the blueprint.
Yeah, blueprint.
Brother, take your blueprint. He go over here and start, you know what I'm saying? It's going down records. Take your blueprint and build it up, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't if everybody got the same goal, then it don't matter. As long as it get done. On a spiritual aspect. Real quick, give me the definition of build. Real quick. Get the definition of build. Actually, don't worry, save time. I'm gonna just read it because I got it right here. Definition of build: to construct something by putting parts or material together. That's what we do, man. We putting the pieces back together, man. We're looking at these dry bones. That's a part of building. When you read Ezekiel 37, how the Lord says our job is a part of building is breathing on our people, teaching them, prophesying to our people, giving them the word, giving them the living waters, and watching them come back to life, man. Right? This is the definition of destroy. To put an end to the existence of something by damaging or attacking it, to defeat someone utterly, to ruin something emotionally or spiritually. It's a lot of brothers like that that's in the truth, man, that has that mentality and that spirit, man. Right? They're not about building, man. Give me Sirach chapter 7, verse 15.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 7, and verse number 15. And it reads, hate not laborers' work.
What the Lord say?
Hate not laborers' work.
What? Hey, this is a look. That's why it's not a lot of brothers in here, right? It is to us when you think about what the Lord said about how there will be few, but knowing that how much work it is, it's a lot of people that know this truth. It's a lot of work that has been done before us, by us now, right? To where there should be a lot more going. That's why a lot of us have to work hard. That's why we always getting on brothers, man, right? To do more. Because if this thing is going to get done, you got to work hard. You got to challenge yourself. So the Lord said, hate not laborious work. Some of us hate to work hard. A lot of us want jobs that's easy. We want to reap great benefits and work less, which is cool in Babylon. All praise if you can get a job where you chilling and making money. That should be for you to put more into the minute. If I could do it, if I could have a job like that, man, where I can work from home and get paid, guess what I'm going to be doing?
At the highest.
You know what I'm saying?
In the scriptures.
In the scriptures. Doing something to add a piece to the building, right? But not in this truth, man. It's laborious. The Lord said, don't hate it. Go ahead.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 7, and verse 15. Hate not laborious work, neither husbandry, which the Most High hath ordained.
Which the Most High hath ordained. Give me Psalm chapter 89 and verse 4. Right? The Most High is about building, right?
The book of Psalms, chapter 89, and verse number 4. Thy seed will I establish forever, and build
And what?
And build up thy throne to all generations.
To what?
To all generations.
So this is a promise about how the 12 tribes will always be ordained on this earth and build in pursuit of an everlasting kingdom that shall never be destroyed. The Lord has this thing set up this way. That's the ultimate goal. Hey, the Most High had a vision, man. Right? That's why he said, from the beginning, from the foundations of the earth, these things have already been set out, right, and put in place. Go to John chapter 10 and verse 10. Because what about destroying?
This is the book of John, chapter 10, and verse number 10. And it reads, the thief cometh not, but for to steal and to kill and to destroy.
And to what?
And to destroy. I am come that they might have life and that they might have it more abundantly.
Right. So Satan, he wants to work in us to create destructive habits, right? A lot of us have destructive habits. You don't realize it, right? Everything, we're creatures of habit, man. That's why everything is so spiritual, man, right? That's what Satan wants to do. And that's how you're supposed to recognize if you got a spirit on you. That's why a lot of brothers can't be corrected on certain matters. They don't realize they have a divisive spirit, right? Gossiping spirit, always sowing discord, right? Not knowing. Brother gives an order and say, we want to do this. Hey, like us, man, even us, man. Hey, we might disagree on something, right? Like the uniforms. Might say, you know. But it's not about your personal feelings, right? The brother's a fashion icon. That ain't my thing. You know what I'm saying? The brother put it there. You got to know your strengths and your weakness, man. That's important. Because what Satan wants, hey, somebody say, oh, man, I want to do it this, and now you mad, you pouting, you got an attitude. But you're not about building. Yeah, that's a divisive mentality. So in our personal lives, your marriage, your careers, the Lord is trying to get us to a better life, right? More abundant in your spiritual walk, more blessings in the future, right? For your family, your friends. But we get in our own way and we hinder and we tear these things down, man. We do this on a regular basis, man, not just, you know, as far as doing the work. Everything is not about doing the work in the ministry and going to camp. You got households too. And you got to go to work and do a job. Some of you got that mentality even at work. Yeah, we know we're on the Esau's and Esau Hill. I talk shit all day about Esau, right? But I'm gonna stay in my lane and do what I got to do, right? Because you don't want to even be looked at as Esau as that. He'll get rid of you, man, and get you up out of there, right? So you're going to tear that thing down. And if you set a goal, guess what? You're going to get in your own way. And that destruction is going to come from many places, man. It can come from within. People you have around you, hanging around the wrong people, watching too much of the wrong thing, man. You got a lot of stuff getting in your spirit, man. You're getting too much in worldly things, man. Right? You're getting all caught up in Kendrick Lamar and Drake and all these things of the world. Man, you go too far with it, man. Right? And what I'm talking about is that balance meter, that leveler, it starts to shift. Now it's like this. Now you ain't been in the scriptures in 2 days. You've been binging on in the damn hip hop world. They not about building, man. They're about destroying that whole thing. Brothers take Kendrick's side. I was talking to Mike about this, man. Brothers take Kendrick's side and Drake's side. Neither one of them niggas is about building the kingdom of the Lord, man. Kendrick, you might like Kendrick Lamar better because he's a little better than Drake. He's a better nigga than Drake, right? But he still ain't about this man that has denounced the Lord, man. He ain't about the Lord's business, man. I don't give a damn about Kendrick Lamar. He not on this side. He not willing to do what y'all better than him. He's not willing to do what y'all men are willing to do. And he has the power and more resources. That's very important, man. That you know you should cut off. You got people around you that you know you should cut off and you shouldn't be around. You're not a builder. You don't have a builder mentality, right? Or an external environment of things that's outside of your control. This all plays a part of whether or not your life will be about building in abundance or destruction, man. But I'm gonna pass it on that.
I mean, brother, here's some key points that I want to tap in on. Right, he talked about, throwing discord. Right. Let me get this. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 27. Right, or you can get it. Get Sirach 27 and verse number 23.
Book of Sirach, chapter 27, and verse number
21.
And verse number 21. And it says, as for a wound, it may be bound up, and after revealing, there may be reconciliation. But he that bewrayeth secrets is without hope.
Right. You got brothers in the truth that do these things as well. Brother kind of confide in them, right? Tell them something. Now, I will say this. If a brother confides in you in something that could be completely detrimental to his spirit, his walk, and so on and so, and you are not equipped to help that brother, then it would be your duty to reach out to somebody more equipped to help him. In any other retrospect, though, if that's not the situation, if you just want to tell a brother secret, brother, you would see what this brother was doing, brother, you going off, and you can destroy a brother and you can destroy yourself. That is hindering the work. Right? Go ahead.
He that winketh with the eyes worketh evil, and he that knoweth him will depart from him. When thou art present, he will speak sweetly, and will admire thy words. But at the last he will write it his mouth, and slander thy sayings. I have hated many things, but nothing like him.
But what?
But nothing like him.
The Lord tells you how much he hates this type of individual. And this is a spirit that's in Israel, a very heavy spirit, man. Right? Some of the leaders in Israel, man, I've seen them with my own eyes. Brothers speak well of the leader in front of his face, right? Kind of get on a call or in a chat, brother talking nothing but nonsense about this leader, right? All kind of the Lord hates that type of spirit, right? If a brother is going off and you're in front of that brother's face, it's your duty and your job to tell him he's going off, right? It's your duty. It's your duty, man, right? So that's a problem. And it lines up with this. Go to Proverbs 6 and 19.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 6 and verse number 19. A false witness that speaketh lies.
Start at 18.
18. And heart that deviseth wicked.
Start at 16.
16. These 6 things doeth the Lord hate.
Right.
Yes, 7 are an abomination unto him.
These things are an abomination. These spirits, because we're going into the destruction. Right? These things are things that destroy the temple, destroy the work, right? These type of spirits. And we got to go over this because brothers in the truth in Israel carry these spirits. I always tell people when we do classes, I always say the same thing. Brothers got to remember who's this book written for? Who's it written by? Right? Brothers be acting as if these scriptures are only talking to the heathen, right? They're not talking to the heathen. These people that it's talking about are Israelites. And at that time, they knew they was Israelites. So how much more so brothers that have been converted back into knowing they Israelites, man? We carry that much more spirits, man. Right? So a lot of times, brothers see these and like, oh, well, that's not talking. They only hear the good scriptures when they come to Israel. That's why a lot of times, brothers waste their time on swine. If you got to be able to identify when the Lord said, "Cast out your pearls before swine," was it only talking about the damn Canaanite woman?
No.
Right? No. So you got to understand that. Look, these scriptures are for Israel. So when everything that's written in here, every spirit that's written in here, Israelites carry them, right? And part of being able to be a good builder has to have good materials, right? You can't build without good materials. The Lord don't want the temple built with hewn stones. Every Israelite can't be saved. That can hinder the work. There's somebody else you could probably be spending your time talking to that can actually get what you're trying to give them, and you're wasting time on a hewn stone the Lord don't want. You got to examine those things as well. Go ahead.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 6 and verse 16. These 6 things doeth the Lord hate. Yes, 7 are an abomination unto him. A proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood,
right?
And heart that deviseth wicked imaginations,
right?
Feet that be swift and run into mischief,
right?
A false witness that speaketh lies, and he that soweth discord among brethren.
And he that what?
That soweth discord among brethren.
That's a big thing in Israel, man. Especially when a brother leave a camp. Brother leave or get put out of camp, boy, and he gonna go to every other camp he can go to. And he'll say, "Yeah, them brothers were talking about you, man. You ain't gonna believe what they were saying about you, brother. Can I get in your camp? Let me give you all the info." Brothers do that, huh?
Hey, the camp leader hit you up and say, "Hey, this brother leave the camp." Brother got kicked out the camp. Oh, he got kicked out?
Yeah. He didn't say that. He said he left.
Told him a whole nother story.
Yep, brother, camp leader.
Ain't gonna go tie that down.
Yep. Camp leader call you. Your brother say he don't want to prospect in your camp no more. He didn't want to prospect. Brother been removed from the prospecting program. Really? Like that.
Brother asked to come back.
Yeah, brother try to come back. Right? These things are real, man. And understand that as builders, there's many, like I said, many parts of the body that have to be built, but they all have to be built with unhewn stones. The Lord is very big on that, man. Right? You cannot build his temple with hewn stones. The Lord will lose his mind, man. And you'll die. Right? Now, also to go along with the temple, another thing we got to build is with the walls. Right? The walls is something that got to be built. Now, it's something that's important to understand about the walls, because we talked about that body of Christ. And we talked about the body of Christ has many different members. Right? What member is the walls? Right? First, give me Jeremiah 14 and verse 2. Like brothers, you know, I've heard brothers tell us that we use the scriptures out of context, the scripture out of context. Right? I've had people say that. I've had Israelites say that. I've had heathens tell me that. I've heard a lot of people tell me that we use it out of context. Let's find out. Read Jeremiah 14 and 2.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 14 and verse 2. Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. They are black unto the ground.
Now, we use that to tell people that the Jews are so-called black, right? Now, this is always, like I said, this is a twofold scripture. Now, on one fold, that black represents them being in mourning, being in anguish, being in affliction, right? But on another fold, it's still talking about color. Even when you look into that word, it tells you that. Now, somebody will say these gates, oh, the Jerusalem gates were destroyed. Yeah, they were, but not the physical gates. Right? These walls, these gates are dealing with leadership. So this is a part of the body that we have to rebuild as well. And you have individuals have to understand, hey, every brother in here is a leader, right? But there's certain aspects of leadership that you have to take on within your walk to become that type of a leader, right? Now, how do we know this is talking about leadership? You got a point?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, color is a big deal. So when the Lord said some things are double to that which is, some things are spiritual, there's a context, like we always say. A lot of times, and brothers break scriptures down out of context
all the time.
So you go to a precept, you need to know the actual context also too. We can break things down through the spirit. So when people say, "Oh, that's not talking about color," it is also talking about color. You just don't understand. How can you understand spiritual?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So it is because color is a big deal. So the Lord got this word set up through the precepts. So we can go to a precept like this because they was gonna say that the people look like them.
Right.
So color is spiritual too. It's a big deal, man, of who we are. So that applies to both the condition that we're in and physically we were called black.
Right.
That's not even a real thing. So to have that scripture in there is very spiritual.
Right. So how do we know this is talking about the leaders? Right. Let's go to Galatians 2 and 9. Right.
It's the book of Galatians, chapter 2, and verse number 9. And when James, Cephas, and John, who seemed to be pillars, perceived the grace that was given unto me, they gave to me and Barnabas the right hands of fellowship.
Right. So these leaders were called pillars. What do you use to hold a wall up? Pillars. Right? Go to Song of Solomon 8 and 8.
Song of Solomon, chapter 8 and verse 8. If a man desire much experience, she knoweth things of old, and conjureth aright what is to come. She knoweth the subtleties of speeches, and can expound dark sentences. She foreseeth signs and wonders, and the events of seasons and times. Therefore I purpose to take her to me, to live with me, knowing that she would be a counselor of good things, and a comfort in cares and grief. For her sake I shall have an estimation among the multitude, and honor with the elders, though I be young.
Read.
I shall be found of a quick conceit and judgment, and shall be admired in the sight of great men. When I hold my tongue, they shall bide by leisure.
No, it's like you. You in Song of Solomon?
No, wisdom song.
Song of Solomon, all right? Song of Solomon. 8 and 8.
This is the book of Song of Solomon, chapter 8, and verse number 8. We have a little sister, and she have no breast. What shall we do for our sister in the day when she shall be spoken for? If she be a wall, we will build upon her a palace of silver. And if she be a door, we will enclose her with boards of cedar.
Right. This little sister is Israelites. This little sister is talking about Israel, right? Not Judah, but Israel. If she be a wall, right? If she be a wall, we will build upon her things of silver, right? That wall is representing her being a form of a leader, right? We'll show it. Give me Jeremiah 15 and 20.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 15, and verse number 20. And I will make thee unto this people a fenced brazen wall, and they shall fight against thee, but they shall not prevail against thee. For I am with thee to save thee and to deliver thee, saith the Lord.
Right. Was Jeremiah not a leader? Right? He was led to lead Israel as a prophet. The Lord said, I will make thee a brazen fenced wall. So when you read in the book of Jeremiah 14 and 2, that's talking about our leadership, man. Being in mourning, right? And actually literally being black, man. Right? Both on double to that which is. This is something that has to be rebuilt as well. Leaders must be built back up. Leaders must be risen back up, man. We lack a lot of leadership. We see our elders the damn elder was sweeping the damn concrete, man. That was our elders. We don't have leadership anymore. When you see an elder sweep, he swept for 2 days, man. 2 days of sweeping concrete, man, with nothing there. Nothing there. And we see it all the time. We got an elder that walked by in Houston, man. He smells so bad. I mean, you smell him from a block away. You understand? Like, these are our elders. And even without trying to get on any other camps, even in Israel, you see certain leadership, and it's that ain't the spirit. That ain't the spirit. That the leaders have to be risen back up, man. Right? That's why Amos 9:11.
The book of Amos, chapter 9 and verse 11. In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof.
Close up the what?
The breaches thereof.
Where does a breach fall? In a wall. See that? I'm going to close up the breaches thereof. The breaches in the wall. Right? So this is talking about leadership being raised back up. Go ahead.
And I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old.
And I will build it as in the days of old. And that's what we in now. Right? But sad to say, even in the time of old, when building was going on, you had hinderers of the work. You had people that joined themselves unto the heathen. Right? You had people that was jealous of other builders. Right? All kind of things. Right? You got it, King.
Let me get Sirach chapter 49.
49 and
Let's start from the top.
this is the book of Sirach, chapter 49 from the top. The remembrance of Josiah is like the composition of the perfume that is made by the art of the apothecary. Is it sweet as honey in all? He himself uprightly.
Part of being a builder and a good leader is behaving yourself uprightly. Right? We talked about certain habits you gotta have. Behaving yourself uprightly so that you can be confident in your leadership. Everybody can't, that's why everybody, like, I wanted to touch, I slipped my mind, but I wanted to touch on the point you was making earlier about, you can't confide in everybody. That's what counts. A lot of times in council, or most of the time in council, you gotta bear it all. If you really want help, you gotta tell secrets, all types of things. You can't tell anybody that, right? You gotta make sure that person is upright. Because a person that has the spirit of the Lord, he's a builder and he's about, he want to build you up. He don't want to tear you down, man. He don't want to embarrass you. Some brothers got a bad spirit and they in the wrong position and they have access to these things. That's how you destroy people. That's how you have people talking about, I'm no longer a Hebrew Israelite. But you're a destroyer. And thousands of people follow men that are in leadership that are destroyers. Where are they leading them to? Right? To the slaughter. Read on that.
In the book of Sirach, chapter 49 and verse 2. He behaved himself uprightly in the conversation of the people. In the conversion of the people.
In the what?
In the conversion
of the people, go ahead.
and took away the abominations.
What did he do?
And took away the abominations.
That's a part of our job is to take away the abominations. Right? This is leadership. This is building, right? Stopping the brother from eating pork, that's a builder, man. Right? You laying bricks, man. Go ahead.
The abominations of iniquity.
Uh-huh.
He directed his heart unto the Lord.
He did what?
He directed his heart unto the Lord.
Go ahead.
And in the time of the ungodly, he established the worship of Yahweh.
We're in the time of the ungodly, and we're trying to establish the worship of the Lord, man. We're right there, man. You want to be like Josiah, man. Go ahead.
Verse 4. All except David and Ezekiel and Josiah were defective, for they forsook the law of the Most High. Even the kings of Judah failed.
Like the bar was saying, man. Not all of us are good leaders. Not everybody is made for every position. Everybody is a leader. You got project managers, man. Hey, project managers, man, make a lot of money. $150,000 a year. If you want to build something, the first thing you do, you hire a project manager. Everybody's not a project manager, right? A project manager, he has to know how to manage. Hey, brother was talking about having good materials. When you get hired to do a job, I have to make sure I give you the proper equipment. A lot of our people, Esau's wicked world, man. Esau got Jake busting his ass on. He don't got the proper equipment, man. Because Esau trying to save money.
Right.
You can't be like this. You got to equip brothers and sisters with the proper tools in order to do the job. You don't want to have leaks and holes in your building, man. And that's what you see when you see certain camps and certain men that follow certain men. That's what you see. You see all those blemishes. You see the leaks. You see that's what's happening, man. You got brothers get in position and then they start to be about themselves,
right,
and not the body and the people. They want to charge you money for things, man. Right? And that's the thing. We come into the truth, and what do? We get on the Christian pastors about doing this to our community and to our people. And you got brothers, they take advantage of that. You didn't do that before. Why are you doing it now? Read on.
Verse 5. Therefore he gave their power unto others.
He did what?
Therefore he gave their powers unto others.
Read on.
And their glory to a strange nation.
Damn, that's where we are now. Come on.
Verse 6. They burnt the chosen city of the sanctuary and made the streets desolate according to the prophecy of Jeremiah.
Verse 7.
For they entreated him evil, who nevertheless was a prophet, sanctified in his mother's womb, that he might root out and afflict and destroy, and that he build up also and plant.
That he might.
That he might build up also and plant.
Right. So let's examine where we are when it comes to building and destroying. Let's go to Deuteronomy 25. Start at verse 5.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 25, and verse number 5. If brethren dwell
together.
together.
There's many aspects of building and destroying. So we got to understand that. Read that.
If brethren dwell together, and one of them die and have no child.
This is a law. Listen to this law. This is a law today that will be frowned upon. I'm here to tell you that it don't matter. Read.
The wife of the dead shall not marry without unto a stranger. Her husband's brother shall go in unto her and take her to him to wife, and perform the duty of an husband's brother unto her.
And to do what?
And to perform the duty of an husband's brother unto her.
Come on.
And it shall be that the firstborn which she bears shall succeed in the name of his brother, which is dead, that his name be not put out of Israel.
Read this one more time. What is the purpose of this? That what?
And it shall be that the firstborn which she beareth shall succeed in the name of his brother, which is dead, that his name be not put out of Israel.
Legacy. Right? A man has that's your legacy.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Your brother, he didn't have sons.
Right.
Read on.
Verse 7. And if the man like not to take his brother's wife, then let his brother's wife go up to the gate unto the elders and say.
That's why it's important, like Gabar was saying earlier, about the gates and the leadership. Our people today ain't got nowhere to go.
Nope.
It's important to be able to go to your elders and to your leaders because they're going to stand up for you. They're going to have your back. You understand? When you don't have that, the whole nation is just.
But we are.
Yeah, what we are today. Go ahead.
And say, my husband's brother refuseth to raise up unto his brother a name in Israel. He will not perform the duty of my husband's brother. Then the elders of his city shall call him and speak unto him. And if he stand to it and say, I like not to take her, then shall his brother's wife come unto him in the presence of the elders and loose his shoe from off his foot and spit in his face, and shall answer and say, so shall it be done unto that man that will not build up his brother's house. And his name shall be called in Israel, the house of him that hath his shoe loosed. When men strive together.
That's it on that. So look, this is a foundation on building, whether brothers can understand this or not, right? The brother is responsible by law because of the fact that his brother died without a son. She can't marry any other man to make an honest woman out of her. By law, it has to be his brother. There's a reason for that. So you look, you was my brother's wife. I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? That seems a little, no, right? The man that you were married to being my brother, especially back in that days, he handled all your affairs. He took care, he was your protector, right? He took care of you. You got to have a certain love for your nation and a certain love for your brother, man. To see and knowing this, especially during this time, knowing this law. He made sure there was food on the table, clothing, ensured that you enjoyed good days on the earth. God forbid anything should happen to you and you die, the brother is now responsible for continuing the legacy. This is what building is all about. If he was alive, if he could have a son himself, then that's a different story, right? That's something that you shouldn't do, right? And further along his life generations, right? Especially in the beginning during this time, building up the nation. But just because he's no longer around doesn't mean that the building stops. And that's the point I wanted to make that we learn out of it. I want you to go back to verse 6 real quick and read verse 6 again.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 25, and verse number 6. And it shall be that the firstborn which she beareth shall succeed in the name of his brother, which is dead, that his name.
Because ultimately, you bring in your brother back. And you understand regeneration. Go ahead. And you got to hate your brother, man.
You gotta really.
And he understood. They understood this,
like
man.
damn Onan.
Right? Yeah. Go ahead. And that's the brother. What did he do, though?
He spilled the seeds.
So he understood this. He didn't want to bring his brother back, but he still wanted to lay down with him. So it had nothing to do with the fact that that's my brother's wife, man. Come on, man.
Wicked.
No, it wasn't that because he still popped her. Go ahead.
That his name.
A destroyer. He a destroyer.
He a destroyer, man.
Yep.
That's a destroyer mentality.
Yep.
Go ahead.
That his name be not put out of Israel. Verse 7.
So this was all done just so the brother's name remains, man. How important is a name? Does a name matter in this thing? Right? Jump down to verse 9.
This is the book of Deuteronomy,
I wanna
chapter
emphasize this one more
25 and verse number 9. Then shall his brother's wife come unto him in the presence of the elders, and loose his shoe from off his foot, and spit in his face.
Yes, that's good. You can stop right there. Now, the wife is commanded. It's a commandment for the woman now. She has to go to the elders and let them know that this wicked ass nigga is not interested in building the family legacy. That's a shame. That's why he gets spit on.
Mm-hmm.
He's not interested in building up the family legacy, man. He's a destroyer. This law is established to ensure his royal name continues even if he's no longer around.
Mm-hmm.
That's why men are powerful. Israelite men. Because we got think about it, man. The power that we got to build the nation that we are. He's no longer around. And you got to think about like the fact that he slept with her, man. That's off, man. The lust. Probably been wanting to pop anyway.
Yep.
But you don't want to deal with her.
Nope. But the Lord slew him immediately.
Yeah. In that's an honorable thing to do, man. Right? To continue. Hey man, that's giving your brother life, man.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we can get deep into this thing, man. Yahushua was about that, man. We about that. But going on the streets, that's the same concept. Standing on the street for hours, man, pleading with your people, man, to save their life from the destruction. So both the wife and the brother is responsible for this ordinance. Read verse 10 real quick.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 25 and verse number 10. And his name shall be called in Israel the house of him that hath his shoe loose.
He will I'm going to translate that. He will forever be known as a destroyer of his own nation, man.
Yep.
So builders are selfless. That's what a leader is, really. When you talk about a true leader, they put the mission beyond themselves. Give me Luke 22 and 42.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 22 and verse number 42. And it reads, saying, Father, if thou be willing, remove this cup from me. Nevertheless, not my will, but thine be done.
But what?
But thine
be
Done.
Thine be done, man. And he's a builder, man.
Master builder.
A master builder, man. Right? It's not about us. It's not about you. Jake, you want credit for everything. You want glory. You're not about the nation. You're about yourself. You're about your bank account. You're about your house, where you sleep at, the car you drive, the shoes you wear. That's what you're about, man. Let's go to 1 Chronicles 28 and 1. Hey, Solomon was a builder. What was Absalom, man?
Destroyed.
Right? That's a perfect example. Solomon and Absalom, man. You got one that was a builder and one did everything he could to destroy his father's legacy. Man.
This is the book of 1 Chronicles, chapter 28 from the top. And David assembled all the princes of Israel, the princes of the tribes, and the captains of the companies that ministered to the king by course, and the captains over the thousands, and captains over the hundreds, and the stewards over all the substance and possession.
Go ahead.
Of the king and of his sons, with the officers, and with the mighty men, and with all the valiant men unto Jerusalem. Then David the king stood up upon his feet, and said, Hear me, my brethren and my people. As for me, I had in my heart to build an house of rest for the ark of the covenant of the Lord.
He said, I had what?
An house of rest for the ark of the covenant of the Lord.
Right, David was determined to do this, man. He had it in his mind, man. He was determined to get this done. Go ahead.
And for the footstool of our God, and had made ready for the building. But the Most High...
Hey, hold on, this is very important. And had what?
And for the footstool of our God, and had made ready for the building.
And had what?
And had made ready for the building.
He was ready to do it, man. Go ahead.
But
imagine that you got your mind set on something, you're ready to do something, man. You're making plans, man. You're excited, man. Go ahead.
But the Most High said unto me, Thou shalt not build an house for my name.
Damn. What did he say?
Thou shalt not build an house for my name.
Read on.
Because thou hast been a man of war.
Because thou hast been a man of the war. Lord gave him a reason why. Go ahead.
And hast shed blood. Howbeit the Lord God of Israel chose me before all the house of my father to be king over Israel forever. For he have chosen Judah to be the ruler, and of the house of Judah.
That's it on that. I just wanted to make that point. David wanted to do something, and he put a lot of work into it, right? Not that he physically did it, but he had the vision, right? Gabar is a visionary. Not every brother is a visionary. One brother in this room, Potter might have a vision. You understand? But he may not be the one, or he may not have the ability, man. Right? If you're a project manager, part of your job is to put brothers in place with certain skills to do certain jobs.
Right.
But it's his vision, though. I'm going to help you bring your vision to life.
Yeah.
That's teamwork. That's why the Lord said we're one body, many members.
Mm-hmm.
The same concept. The Bible is really the same thing all the way, from the beginning to the end. So builders create legacy. They don't just consider the present, but are long-term thinkers, right? Not every brother has that, man. And that's okay. You have to focus on who around you is there to build and who is there to destroy, because some brothers around you can mess up everything that you put your hard work into, man. Easy by a word. One conversation. In verse 3, notice how although David had a vision, but he acknowledged what the Most High wanted and put his personal wants to the side to do the will of the Most High, just like Yahushua. Building the house of the Lord was more important to David than being the one who physically did it. Moses was the same way, man.
Mm-hmm.
Moses went through a lot, man.
Hell yeah.
Moses had a heavy burden, man. And to be told that you're not going to be able to go there,
You can see it. Okay.
I'll show it to you. You know what I'm saying? Would you brothers be okay with that, man? You'll be mad. You'll regret everything you did, man. I should have let them niggas die. Yeah. Let's go to 2 Chronicles 2:1.
This is the book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 2 from the top. And Solomon determined to build an house for the name of the Lord, and an house for his kingdom.
And that's a key word. Solomon what?
And Solomon determined.
A lot of brothers not determined, man. You just want to, you like to start doing something, but it is what it is. If it get done, if it do, if it don't. That's how we kind of act sometimes in the truth, in doing this work. It is what it is. No, man, you got to be determined to get the job done, man. Go ahead.
And Solomon determined to build an house for the name of the Lord, and an house for his kingdom. And Solomon told out, therefore, Salaki 70,000 men to bear burdens, and 80,000 to hew in the mountain, and 3,600 to oversee them.
See, Solomon was a project manager. See what I'm saying? And builders prepared.
Yep.
Preparation, man. He wasn't just throwing brothers out there. I guarantee he made sure they had what they needed, man. Read on.
Verse 3, and Solomon sent to Hiram, the king of Tyre, saying, as thou didst deal with David my father, and didst send him cedars to build him an house to dwell therein.
He's also a businessman, right? Go ahead.
Even so deal with me. Verse 4, behold, I build an house to the name of the Lord my God, to dedicate it to him, and to burn before him sweet incense, and for the continual showbread, and for the burnt offerings, morning and evening, on the Sabbaths, and on the new moons, and on the solemn feast of the Lord our God.
And it hit different when you're doing something for the Lord, man. When you're doing something that takes that much attention, right, to detail, and that much hard work, and that many men and that many bodies to get it done, that's mighty, man. Most people are only like that for themselves personally. You're not willing to go above and beyond when it involves other people besides yourself. Real quick, go to Luke 14:28, man. Go to the classic, man.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 14, and verse number 28. And it reads, for which of you intending to build a tower sitteth not down first and counteth the cost?
And do what?
And counteth the cost.
You have to plan. You got to count the cost. We tell brothers this all the time. Brothers come out to count. That's why you see brothers, and then you don't see brothers no more. What happened to this brother? But you don't have to ask what happened to the brother. Brother didn't count the cost. Read on.
Whether he have sufficient to finish it.
Before you start, make sure you got enough to finish the job. Man. Make sure you put the work in that's required before you start. Man. Read.
Verse 29, lest happily, after he have laid the foundation and is not able to finish it, all that behold it begin to mock him, saying, this man began to build and was not able to finish.
That's a lot of brothers, man, that have that song in the back of their head, man, that started doing the building, man, and walked away, man. So preparation is very important, man. Before you don't want to be that brother. Solomon understood that I don't have all the skills to build this alone, right? I need you, and you to do this, that, and the third, man, right? This is not a one-man show. Solomon knew how to commission and to manage more skilled men than themselves. Builders are leaders who understand how to effectively manage and delegate the responsibilities, man, so that the jobs get, hey, sometimes you're on a time schedule. You got to get certain things done at this time.
Right.
I need y'all to have, we can't do this part until you need to do this part. You sitting out, you see them, they be on the road leaning on the thing.
Yep.
Waiting on, sometimes they waiting on materials to come. On the clock, wasting time, money. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we can't do this part, the foundation, until they come with the trucks and level everything out and do their part. So you got to be considerate of the other part. We're supposed to be a fine tool or a machine, right? Working together for the same cause, right? So, and even Yahushua had the 12, right? And then later on, he had the 7. He sent them out 2 and 2, man. Even Yahushua had that he set up, but what did he do? He prepared them. He made sure they had the tools. He taught them. He spent time with them, right? Let's go back to
even Paul got the 40 days, man.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You know, Paul, hey, he taught Paul. People act like Paul just kind of just showed up, decided, you know, I'm gonna just start teaching.
Right.
I'm start teaching Christ. When I was stoning people and going against everybody that taught Christ, I'm gonna just start teaching. No, Paul was taught. He was given everything. Man. Like you said, he was given every tool. It literally says it in the book of Acts. He said, I must show him great things that he must go through and for my name. Man. Yep. He was given every tool, man.
He was prepared.
He was prepared, man.
He was prepared,
right?
Preparation helps you endure these things, man. That's why we talk about brothers get tired of it, but that's why we focus on certain things. Trying to prepare you for the things that's actually gonna matter to you. It's part of we go through all these things. We're gonna teach you these things too. It's a part of it, but it's more important to know how to build and have the tools that you need that's necessary than to sit here and know every damn date, right? For all the damn ancient kingdoms, man, and who rule what. That's important too, but not as important as this, man.
Brother can't stop watching porn, but he know all the dates though.
Yeah, he know
all the dates, all the kingdoms, but he ain't stopped watching porn yet though.
Brother just got a good memory. Let's go back to 2 Chronicles.
Book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 2 and verse 4. Behold, I build a house to the name of the Lord my God, to dedicate it to him and to burn before him sweet incense, and for the continual showbread, and for the
Go to the next verse.
Verse 5. And the house which I build is great, for great is our God above all gods.
And the house that we're building is great, man. The greatest nation in the world, man. We have to look at each other like that again, man. We have to look out there and see how people say, damn, we got a lot of work to do. We should been shaking our head all weekend. My damn neck hurt, man. Just shaking our head, man. That's showing you the work that needs to be done, man. Right? The time and prayers that got to go up, man. You know what I mean? We need the Lord too, man, to help us. Go ahead.
This is the book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 2 and verse 6. But who is able to build him an house? Seeing the heaven and heaven of heavens cannot contain him. Who am I then that I should build him an house, save only to burn sacrifice before him? Send me now, therefore, a man cunning to work in gold, and in silver, and in brass, and in iron, and in purple, and crimson, and blue, and that can skill to grave with the cunning men.
And that can what?
That can
grave with the cunning.
To grave with the cunning men that are with me in Judah and in Jerusalem, whom David my father did provide. Send me also cedar trees.
And David did his part too, right? Go ahead.
Send me also cedar trees, fir trees, and algum trees out of Lebanon.
And he's making sure things get ordered. He's making sure everybody got what they. That means he had to plan this to know exactly what he needed. He took the blueprint and he sat there and he mapped it out, man. He planned it out, man. Preparation, man, is important in this thing. Go ahead.
For I know that thy servants can skill to cut timber in Lebanon. And behold, my servant shall be with thy servants, even to prepare me timber in abundance for the house which I am about to build.
And you have to go send brothers go get signs.
Right.
Hey, brother, you print the signs up.
Right.
It's the same thing, man. Right? It's the same thing. Hey, brother, make flyers. You're building, man. This is what we need to do what we got to do. This is the project manager, and he's telling you what he needs. You got to go do. Them brothers couldn't say, man, I don't feel it. You think they felt like getting up every day and doing all that, man? You got to be selfless. That's what a builder is. Those men that built all these high rises and all that, and they didn't build that for themselves, man.
Nope.
They built it for everybody else to enjoy. We do all this building for rich white people, all right, to go in there and enjoy. You won't do it for your people, man. You won't do it for your Lord. We built everything here, man.
Everything.
For other people. And we did a damn good job. It looked good. We can't even afford to go in there. Yeah, we security outside. We got a little car kind of beat. You kind of go in there and look on the outside. You know what I'm saying? Stand at the door. Go ahead.
For the house which I am about to build shall be wonderful and great. And behold, I will give to thy servants the hewers that cut timber 20,000 measures of beaten wheat, and 20,000 measures of barley, and 20,000 baths of wine, and 20,000 baths of oil. Then Hiram, the king of
That's it on that. That's the point on that. I'm gonna rest right there. But at the point, the moral of the story is, when you're building and what we're doing, it ain't about you individually. The vision, the Lord already gave us the vision. You know what I'm saying? You don't got to try to visionize and come up with your own thing. We got the blueprint right here. We got to follow the blueprint, right? And in order to do this, you got to be selfless. And all you brothers are, man, or else you wouldn't be here, man. A lot of brothers spent money. That's you building, man, that you could have put personally to yourself. To come out here for other people. We're not out here for ourselves, man. We out here to labor and do the work of the Lord. Because our people need us, man. So a lot of times in this society, if you build on someone else's vision, it's taken as disrespect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when the vision is for the betterment of a nation, who cares who gets credit for it or who does what? As long as it gets done. That's how you check your sincerity. You know what I'm saying? Where are you? Are you a builder or are you a destroyer? Because if you don't have the mentality, whether you're physically doing something, you're a destroyer, right? And you got it.
I mean, give me Hebrews 11 and 10 real quick.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 11 and verse number 10. For he looked for a city which had foundations, whose builder and maker is God.
Right. So whose builder and maker is God? A city. Now, once again, this is that double to that which is, because you read up. Let's get the context.
Verse 9. By faith he sojourned in the land of promise, as in a strange country, dwelling in tabernacles with Isaac and Jacob, the heirs with him of the same promise.
Right. So this is talking about, the literal city on one fold, right? The literal city, right? But who is the Lord only the builder of the literal city of Jerusalem? Is he only the maker of the literal city of Jerusalem? Right? Who is that other city? Right? What's that other city? Go to 2nd Ezra 10 and 41.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 10 and verse 41. Thou sawest a woman mourning, and thou beganest to comfort her. But now seest thou the likeness of the woman no more. But there appeared unto thee a city builded.
A what?
A city builded.
Read on.
And whereas she told thee of the death of her son.
Right. So first of all, it says a city builded. So this city was built. And we just read that the maker and the actual builder is Yahweh. But as Jonathan said, hey, the Lord is the project manager. He's orchestrating who's doing what, right? He's placing everybody in each situation to build what needs to be built. to do what needs to be done, right? You got the man laying the concrete, right? You got another man, he laying the beams, right? You got another man, he kind of doing the wiring. Everything is getting done, right? And the people who are selfless and true builders and not destroyers are content with the office that they're given, right? It's just, hey, you don't see the electrician arguing with the damn man laying the concrete saying, I wish I could lay concrete, right? You don't see that. How much you get paid? You don't see that. Jay kind of want to know, hey, how many followers you got?
Right.
I don't got as many followers as the brother Jonathan. You know, I wish I had what he had. No, brother. Stay in your lane. Build what you have. Because without you doing what you're doing, hey, we may not have electricity in the city, man.
That's right.
The whole city door.
That's right.
Right. Without you doing what you're doing, we may have no plumbing, man. Got that shit everywhere. Because you wanna be laying the concrete. Right? You have to understand who is the maker. And the maker gives you your portion. This is what helps you to be a great builder. A great builder is content with his office. You don't see, there's so many different forms of engineering, it's not funny, which is a form of building. You don't see the mechanical engineer coming to the damn computer engineer saying, brother, you're not a real engineer. I'm a real engineer. You know, we don't need you. No. Hey, when it comes to mechanical business, the mechanical is going to handle the mechanical. And when it comes to the computer business, the computer man is going to handle the computer, man. Yeah. Hey, we need both of them. Now things are going to work. But you can't look at, I knew I should have been a damn computer engineer. Damn. No, brother, you already went to school. It's over with. It's over with. No more FAFSA.
I'm a carpenter, but I can kind of do everything.
Yeah, you know, Jay, don't say that. We don't
got time for you.
No, we don't need you. You're going to be tired, brother. Yeah. You're going to wear out. That's why a lot of brothers flame out. They try to do too many things because they want to be everybody. I want prophecy like so-and-so. I don't want to call no names. I want a prophecy like so-and-so.
Be great at that one thing.
There you go. Be great at that one thing, man. Right? Read on.
Verse 44. This woman whom thou sawest is Zion.
That's good.
Or Zion,
it's
right?
Zion. Yeah, so the city builded is Zion. So the maker and builder is the Most High. But we are all builders. He ain't, like Jonathan said, the project manager, right? The foreman, right? The foreman kind of pointing and telling people what to do, right? He ain't got a damn thing in his hand, man, besides the speaker. You know what I'm saying? He got nothing else, right? So the Lord is the builder, right? But he is sanctioned and giving us our duties to do the work of the building, right? Go to 1 Corinthians 3 and 5.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 3 and verse number 5. Who then is Paul, and who is Apollos, but ministers by whom ye believe,
right?
Even as the Lord gave to every man. I have planted, Apollos watered, but God gave the increase.
Read.
So then neither is he that planted anything, neither he that watered, but God that giveth the increase. Now he that planted and he that watered are one, and every man shall receive his own reward according to his own labor.
According to his own what?
According to his own labor.
According to what Jonathan does.
According to his own labor.
No, according to what Melvin does.
According to his own labor.
You better do what you got to do. And stop worrying about what everybody else got going on. You're going to receive it according to your labor. According to what you put in. Right? Go ahead.
For we are laborers together with God.
Wait, hold on. Because that's the point. We read in Hebrews that the builder and the maker is the Most High. Now we reading Paul tell you that we are builders together with the Most High.
That's right.
Damn.
You see? We do it together. Right? Hey, but we give all the credit to who?
The Most High.
You see that? But when you have that spirit of giving all credit to the Most High, you don't care about what your office is because it all goes to the Most High. The problem is there's a lot of lack of insincerity in the builders we have in Israel.
Right?
They care about what they get, what they're known for, what they receive. Brother, you get in the kingdom and life. Shouldn't want nothing else. Right? Go ahead. It's a little bit more.
For we are laborers together with God. Ye are God's husbandry. Ye are God's building.
Ye are God's what?
Ye are God's building.
It's plain, man. Right? Go ahead.
According to the grace of God, which is given unto me, as a wise master builder.
As a wise master. What did Paul do? As Jonathan said, he taught Timothy, told him what he needed to do, showed him how to do it, gave him all the tools. Titus gave him all the tools, right? Every person that Paul came in contact with gave him all the tools, right? More understanding. Barnabas, and more. That's what he did. Gives him the tools and sent them out, right? Then what? After that, exhorted. These are the steps of good builders, man. Giving tools, exhortation, right? Send them out with everything that they need in order to build the Lord's house, right? Give me Zechariah, right? No, sorry, Isaiah 45 and 13.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 45 and verse 13.
Right?
I have raised him up in righteousness, and I will direct all his ways. He shall build my city, and he shall let go my captives, not for a price nor reward.
Or what?
Not for a price nor reward.
Right. You know?
Said the Lord of hosts.
So Yahweh Shai, he ain't looking for a reward, right? When he builds. So why are we looking for a reward? Why do we want something? Why are we striving for things?
He was building up, knowing he about to die.
Knowing he gonna die.
Damn.
Knowing he gonna die. Right? Give me Zechariah 1:18.
The book of Zechariah, chapter 1 and verse number 18. Then lifted I up my eyes and saw, and behold, 4 horns. And I said unto the angel that talked with me,
I can't go into this breakdown, but we're gonna get the point. Go ahead.
what be these? And he answered me, these are the horns which have scattered Judah, Israel, and Jerusalem.
Right? All the nations that have played in our destruction have destroyed the city. Go ahead.
And the Lord showed me 4 carpenters.
For what?
4 carpenters.
4 carpenters, builders, people that build. Right? What are they gonna do?
Then said I, what come these to do?
Mm-hmm.
And he spake, saying, these are the horns which have scattered Judah, so that no man did lift up his head.
Mm-hmm.
But these are come to fray them.
Come to what?
To fray them.
To make these nations afraid through building up the city. Because what happened when we build the city? They're scared. These Jews gonna fortify themselves.
Right.
That's what they say. They're gonna fortify themselves. They're gonna rebel. So they get afraid when we start building. Right? That fray goes into terror. Afraid. That's what that's talking about. So us, the builders, are bringing terror upon these nations. Right? These builders, hey, you got to be selfless to bring terror. Hey, they scared of the kamikaze pilots. Why? They don't give a damn. All they care about is the mission. And they scared of the damn Muslims with the bombs. Why? They don't give it. They don't even when you take them captive, they ain't saying nothing. They scared of them because they only care about the mission. Their faith is way beyond the measure of what they can imagine. A true builder's faith is just as strong. He only has his mind on the mission given. That's what makes him selfless. If you're gonna blow your damn self up, you gotta be selfish. Yeah. You ain't thinking about yourself, you're gonna blow yourself to pieces.
The Lord said, fear not them that
Can kill the body.
Don't fear death.
Right.
That make you dangerous, man.
Right.
And I'm saying you trust in the Lord. Man.
Right. And also the Lord said, ye are they that justify yourselves before men. Thinking about, I want you to examine that about a builder. If you're only thinking about being justified before men, right? You care about what office you're giving. You care about what work you're doing. You care about what you're building. You care about those things. But when you're not worried about the things that are highly esteemed among men, only about the Most High, and your care is not there. It's not existent. It is what it is. Right? And a lot of times people don't receive the portion that they even want because the Lord's like, you don't deserve it. You don't want it for the right reason.
That's right.
You want it for vanity. That's what happened in the book of Acts, the 8th chapter. Right? Give me this gift that I can laying on hands. Right. I'll pay you for it. Right? And say, yeah. Say you have no part in this matter or lot in this matter because your heart ain't right. So you can't be a good builder if your heart ain't right, man. Right? Give me Ecclesiastes 3 and 3 real quick. We got damn out of time.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3 and verse number 3. Right? And it says, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up.
And a time to what?
And a time to build up.
We had a time to build up, you know?
A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance.
Right?
A time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together.
It's time to gather the stones back together, man. you gather the stones that you may build these stones up. Right? Go to Nehemiah 4:1 real quick.
The book of Nehemiah. The book of Nehemiah, chapter 4, and verse number 1. You said 4, 1. The book of Nehemiah 4 and chapter 1. 4 and verse 1. But it came to pass that when Sanballat heard that we builded the wall, he was wroth and took great indignation and mocked the Jews.
And what?
And mocked the Jews.
Now, when you start to be in a builder and you sincere in building, these nations do what? They mock you. What do you become? Read that.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 9. For think that the Most High have set forth us, the apostles, last, as it were appointed to death. For we are made a spectacle.
A what?
A spectacle.
See, these true builders, they spectacles. They're mocked. Right? But if you're selfless, do you think you mind being mocked? You think that you mind that these nations or your people or your own family mock you? Because we in a cult concerning our family. Right? So, hey, our spirit's got to be right. Right? Let's close out with this last precept. Right? Let's go to the book of Luke 15 and verse 10.
The book of Luke, chapter 15 and verse number 10. Right? Likewise, I say unto you, there is joy in the presence of the angels of God over one sinner that repented.
And that's that, man. That's how we build. By making one sinner at a time repent. And a selfless builder is content with that one sinner that repents. Right? With that, Lord willing, I was edified. Come here, Shabbat.
Mighty class.
All praise to the Most High.
And brother Gabar is not a builder, man. If he was really a builder, man, he'd have made the church just like ours.